60 pounder, 70 pounder maybe. And now I got to hand to hand with them, hand to fin. Blacktip.
He had to splash me. I gotta clean my glasses.
Hello and welcome to the Carolina Outdoor Journal. Well, today's program is going to be one of great interest because today we're headed down to the Cape Fear River and we're going to be fishing for shark today.
That's right. These shark shows that we've done in the past, they're all a lot of fun. They're strong fish, and if you want something that will give you a good test on your tackle, sharks tend to be that way. And this show is a catch and release show, and all the shark shows we've done in the past have all been catch and release. But we're targeting blacktips behind Bald Head Island, near the mouth of the Cape Fear River, in an area that draws these sharks in the summertime when the bait fish are there. These are some channels that the guys have learned to fish this time of year, and using cut bait, and we caught some pretty sharks.
So gear time, it's all about heavy tackle.
Yeah, you really need to gear up for the size fish that you're going to plan to catch. And these guys know, on average, these sharks are going to run 40 or 50 pounds. Not unusual to catch one 100 plus. So you need to have the right tackle, some stout rods, good reels with good drag systems, and you'll see as the show unfolds why you need that.
And today's recipe, it's all about scallops.
Real tasty scallop recipe, kind of goes for the show today. It's a coastal recipe from Donna.
All right, we got a lot to do, so let's go to work here today on the Carolina Outdoor Journal.
Nicholas, here we are again this summer in our shark hole, getting ready to set a chum slick out, see if we can get a hot blacktip bite going on. I mean,
Mills.
Yeah. Sometimes, I mean, these fish just get in here fired up, and it's just one after the other. I mean, and they, you know, jumping, airing out. Yeah. It's just a lot of fun on some light spinning tackle. I mean,
something to pull drag, man.
Heck
Summertime.
Yeah. Nobody doesn't like a tight line. You know, I take a lot of younger anglers here that have a lot of experience with, you know, bigger rods and really get them some practice with fishing a wheel pull drag. I mean, you know, we got 300 yards of 30 and 50 pound braid, and
right on.
A lot of these fish will burn it down. I mean, we may have to pull anchor and chase some of them. I mean, they're good sport.
If people knew the size of the sharks in this river, they'd never swim.
Never swim in it again. Well, let's see if we can
set up, see what we can
get them going on.
Yeah, let's get our chum line out here.
You got everything rigged up?
Yeah.
Pull it out of the buckets here.
Watch out, it'll get.
Yeah, it's always a fun job.
Pull yours out, we'll drop them overboard.
Yeah, that nice suction sound.
There we go. Let it rip. Look at that.
That's just, there's some soup.
You thirsty?
Yeah, lunch. Cut up some fresh menhaden, put them in these buckets, and, you know, keep some chunks flowing back there. And
what do you want
July,
to do?
August.
What do you want, one balloon and two bottom?
Yeah, we'll fish
poles?
a top bait. I mean, we're fishing the edge of a deep hole here with some incoming tide, and we'll be spreading our chum slick, you know, off the edge of the river channel and beyond. And I might get some fish come up here right tight, maybe get some, you know, bite shots and get them, drop the bait right in their mouth. I'll rig up a real light tackle, but we'll fish a couple on the bottom.
Okay. Fish
that balloon on top and see if we can't get them fired up.
Cool, man.
Wow.
Watch this thing when you step back, bud. We've caught a lot of sharks in here up to 100, 150 pounds maybe. Pretty sure it's what we got.
Well, if the sharks are here, we're not in the wrong spot.
No.
She's coming this way. Well, it was.
Yeah. A big old blacktip or bull or something. Let me move this balloon rod out of your way. $60-pounder, 70-pounder maybe. And now I got to hand to hand with them, hand to fin. Blacktip.
He had to splash me. I gotta clean my glasses.
Cut off. I don't think I'll be grabbing them.
Grab him by the lip.
Yeah, right.
See you, buddy.
He's plenty green.
All right, well, we're not in the wrong spot.
Think a little chunk in the chum slick's gonna bring your sharks up to you.
Can't hurt, I don't think. I mean, like you were saying, one chunk every once in a while, just if they're sniffing along in a chum slick, maybe one chunk here and there will just pique their interest, keep coming.
It'd be neat to get one up tight behind the boat where we can sight cast them.
That'd be
with a
nice.
Little chunk bait.
Throw that light rod, you know. Some of these
sure.
sharks, the 20, 30 pounders, would be a lot of fun on the light rod, but.
Our luck, we'll catch one of those 150 baits.
Yeah, you'd be all you can handle on some of them that are in here. That's for sure.
How often do you like to throw the chunks? Just when the other one
yeah.
disappears, throw a new one?
Yeah, I think you were talking along those lines. Don't feed them, just keep them coming.
Right.
That's the theory. I'm full of theories.
I know you are.
He's
I'll leave him
still
a little
happy.
slack on the drag here.
I'll throw this bag out when you get him close. Unless you can't handle him, he's probably
I don't
30
know,
pounds.
he's all of probably 35 or 40 pounds. Come on up top, boy. I'll see you. He's not exactly tearing it up. Ooh, big head shake.
That was a bite. That was a cool bite.
Yeah, it was a great bite.
Well, if he
You
eats
want to
it,
finish this?
if
No,
he-
here, you can grab him now.
No, wait a minute.
Here, he's
I'm
ready.
not gonna keep the pliers down now.
Oh, come on.
No, you can have
scared?
it. Yeah? A little bit. You want me to try to
pretty
get it
well
out? All right.
Yeah, get him, grab him, man.
Mm-mm.
What are you? Great, now he's gonna jump in the boat. Pretty work.
Okay.
All right, well, pretty little shark.
Now we gotta check the balloon. huh?
Yeah, I believe it will.
Decent fish.
Get your balloon out of the way. Uh-huh. He's pulling them out a little string.
Doesn't like being hooked.
Or blame him. I'm gonna just float this balloon short right here in the slick while you're messing with that shark.
Nice, come up on top. Jump for us, buddy. Hand me one of those little rod gimbal cups.
Oh, swimming at the boat. Come on, jump, Sharky. Roll him up here beside you. I wonder what he's gonna be, a sand shark?
A brown one.
One with teeth?
Yeah. Don't know what kind. Dusky.
He's not finished yet. Oh, that hook's gonna be hard to get out of there.
Yeah, he can have that hook.
I'm gonna let him. All right, bring him over here.
Not quite as feisty as the blacktips.
No, sir. Let me get the blade out of here. Play with him for a minute. All right. Watch that weights can come over and knock me out.
That'd be funny.
Hey, little shark.
He's gonna get mad. See you, buddy. Okay.
Huff, what do you reckon we'll catch in terms of species of sharks? What do you see down here?
I mean, you see your blacktips and your duskies, maybe a bonnet head,
Right.
smaller brown kind of sand sharks, but I'd say mostly blacktips and some duskies in 20 to 50 pound range, somewhere in there, and plenty of fish, 100 pounds and bigger.
Sure.
If I was gonna target, if I was gonna say we had a target species, it would be a blacktip. Spinner shark. I don't know that there's a lot of difference in the species, but plenty sporty on 30-pound tackle and jumping, and great sport fish.
They got to be good for a charter or something like that. You can take some kids and
Definitely.
let them catch something, jumps around, pulls a bunch of drag.
Definitely. I mean, they're fun to catch.
For sure. Anything that pulls drag is great. Little.
We get a balloon out of the way. Oh,
There he is. Whoa, going crazy. He is. You're over top.
I might have just had a bite there. Tell you the truth.
Really? Black tip going fairly haywire.
That we're looking for.
Yeah, he was fired up. Get up here close. Okay.
See a big one?
Nah, he's somewhere between 20 and 40 there. He looked pretty decent. Here he comes right here on top. He's just a little sporty size.
15,
Pretty
20
little
pounds
shark.
maybe.
Yeah, maybe 20. He looked bigger when he first jumped.
Always do.
Yeah. Let's see if he doesn't get a little second wind here.
We'll get fired up. We let him have that hook. I mean, that won't really bother him too much.
No, it'll rust out in a day. Look at him. Go ahead and grab him, John. We got him snapping his
I'm
jaws.
good. I think I'll let him have that hook and let him get on his way, to tell you the truth.
Yeah. Why don't you go ahead and cut them off? I'll pull them up here for you.
Oh, 15
Watch
pounder.
them.
Oh,
They like to get crazy beside the boat. Little sharky. That was
there we
fun.
go. All right,
Nice
man.
bite. Cool.
See if we can't
Get
get a little
another
bigger
one.
one. We know they're in there. If he's in here, they're probably in here too.
Boy, he made a nice jump there behind the balloon rig.
Thought I was getting a bite. I don't know if I got a small bite or
Maybe your bait flipped out when he saw that shark come right
could have
by.
been.
Cool. Well, Mr. Huff, you got me here in the middle of July. Are we at the top of the season for the old Mr. Shark?
Probably so. Now through the end of summer, the inside, if you get a lot of menhaden, I think the sharks are in here feeding on the menhaden, blacktips anyway.
Mm-hmm.
In the fall, you'll get a lot of blacktips along the beach. Spinners, blacktips, kind of interchangeable, but chasing the mullet down the beach. But
Right.
you catch them almost any time of the year, early spring. But in here in the river and edges of channels and holes, I think summertime's probably your best bet.
Old razor
July.
mouth.
June, July, and August. That's it.
Ooh, big head shake.
That was a bite. That was a cool bite.
Yeah, it was a great bite.
Every time I'm about ready to nod off and take a nap.
Oh. Oh, blacktip. No wonder he saw him jump.
He jumped. I looked right at him. Couldn't tell you what he was.
They're pretty little sharks. Oh, they look like kind of like a cobia with that little stripe down the side. Let me see around and roll him. Hey, boy. Roll over there for me. Ooh, he swallowed it. Circle hooks did not work in that case.
Off he goes.
We were right that day with heavy tackle.
Yeah, and you could see those sharks, any shark really, no matter what size, are pretty powerful animals, and you really need to have the right tackle to do this, and you don't want to wear the fish out either. You know, good heavy equipment will bring them in fairly quickly, and that's what we wanted to do that day. But a great opportunity to feel some really good fight on the end of the rod, and we've got lots of sharks up and down the coast there. You know, particularly the Cape Lookout area is known for the variety of sharks that we have there. So if you've never tried it, give it a shot. Give John a call. He'll take you shark fishing, and it's a lot of fun.
Let's find out more. Let's go to gear time.
Well, Nicholas, we had a good day down here shark fishing in Southport. Weather was nice, you know, nice, yeah. Not as humid as it's been, and real nice. And it took us a little bit to catch bait, but you got the net on some menhaden. You know, we used fresh and dead menhaden, and
they were hard to find.
Yeah, but you know, when we did find it, we put the net on some, and you know that's what we needed. We fished in some spots with some deeper drop-offs and some heavy current, you know, fishing 2 deep rigs and a float rig, and our deep rig was a basic fish finder.
Sure,
3-ounce lead,
rig.
Carolina rig with a swivel. It was a short 2-foot section, a 80-pound fluorocarbon and a circle hook. Worked really well. Didn't lose as many fish. The circle hook gets them in the corner, and you can cut them off without getting in trouble.
Feel like we had as many bites on mono and caught as many fish on mono as wire.
Definitely.
Or fluorocarbon, I should say.
Definitely. You know, and our top rig was a little wire trace, a late wire trace with a circle hook again. You know, you can cut it off without getting in the way, and about 6 feet up, I tied a balloon right above the swivel so you can watch it. A lot of fun to watch it. Had some good surface bites. You know, it's a lot of fun with this heavy spinning tackle, 30 and 50-pound braid.
You can put all the heat you want on them.
Put some heat on them, see where your tackle limits are, and you know, you get some sharks pushing 100 pounds, and you know, we've seen some, you know, well over jumping, and it's a good fish. I mean, you know, a blacktip shark, he's going to air out, he's going to get some good bites, and you know, it burned 200 yards off the spool pretty quick, and you can see where you can put some heat on that. You know, yeah, pretty fun day. I enjoyed fishing with you, you know.
Yeah. Well, we always have a good time. Always seem to find a fish or two.
Yeah, I'm sure we'll do it again in the near future. Go shark fishing. I mean, you know, it's
they're here.
They're here, and
fun to catch.
You get some, you get the action red hot and get plenty of bites. I mean, you get some good jumps out of some blacktips. It's a lot of fun. The circle hook, you know, you cut it out, and
everyone was in the corner.
Right in the corner. Very few had it. You know, anywhere past the corner of the mouth, you cut it out, and it's going to come out in a day or two. I mean, that's not a stainless hook.
Rust right out.
But I had a lot of fun, man. Enjoyed it.
Yeah, dude.
And
we'll do it again.
We'll do it again.
Okay.
Good deal.
Well, you see why that heavy tackle was so important. Now, if you want to go, give John Huff a call. His number's right there on your screen. Be sure you give him a call. You'll have a great day. Now, let's catch up with Donna. She's in the kitchen. She's got some scallops.
Hi, today in the kitchen we're making scallops with taco pickles. This is a great recipe, super fun, something you can make ahead of time and have in your fridge so that when you do have friends over or you want a quick dinner, you're ready to go. So we're gonna heat our skillet. I have some canola oil in here. I have these beautiful scallops, and we're gonna place these into our pan, and we're just gonna sear these. Scallops take about 7 minutes total to cook. So quick and easy, 3 minutes on one side, 4 minutes on the other, you're done. So we're just gonna place those in there and get a nice good sear going. And then we're gonna put some salt and pepper on this. And just salt them and do some pepper. You can put some spicy red pepper on here if you want as well. So those are ready to go. So while they're cooking, we are gonna go ahead and we're gonna make a vinegar base for our pickles. And so I have some sugar in my pan. We're gonna add white vinegar, cider vinegar, and some red wine vinegar. And you're just gonna give that a stir and just continuously stir that until it starts to boil and all of your sugar has dissolved. So it's quick and easy. And then you're gonna chill this down. So this is something you might wanna do ahead of time, a day ahead. You're gonna chill it down to at least room temperature before we're gonna pour it over all of our vegetables that we're gonna pickle. So I'm gonna give these a turn real quick. You can see they have a nice, they're starting to get nice and golden brown. We're just gonna let these finish and we're gonna go ahead and go over and start working on our pickles. So we're gonna use a mandolin, or I like to use my mandolin. You can use a sharp knife if you'd like, if you don't have a mandolin, or you can also use a vegetable peeler. So I have my mandolin set to be a thin slice, and I'm gonna take my radishes and just slice along. You have to be careful, this can be, you know, make sure you pay attention when you're using it. And we're just gonna get a nice thin slice. We're gonna take our carrots and do the same thing. And then I'm gonna take my jalapeno, and I just cut and seeded and took out the membrane, and you can just run this along your mandolin and get a nice matchstick if you like. Or if you want, you can take your peeler and just peel your carrots and you're gonna get a nice, great shave. We're gonna fill up our jar, and I have one here that I've done. We're also gonna put a handful of cilantro in this. So this would make a great gift to give instead of making it during the Christmas time. You could do it during the summertime when all the vegetables are nice and fresh, and it would be a great idea and great thing to give to someone. You're gonna fill it up. We're gonna top it with our cooled vinegar, and then you're gonna put it in your fridge until you chill it down, and then you're ready to go. So I have my seared scallops. I'm gonna use my tortillas, put some scallops in my tortilla, top it with my pickles, and you're ready to go. Quick and easy. It's a great thing. You can use shrimp, you can use fish, you can use a combination if you like. So I hope you enjoy the scallops and the taco pickles, and I look forward to seeing you next time here on Simple Cooking.
What a great recipe. There are more of those in our cookbook. Just go online to Carolina Outdoor Journal and you'll find out more about our cookbook and how you can get some of those great recipes. Joe, let's go back and talk about the sharks right quick. A lot of fun.
Really a lot of fun. And the North Carolina coast is noted for shark populations. As I mentioned earlier, we've got a number of different species that frequent our coast, especially in the summertime when this was done. Blacktips are really known for their fighting ability. They're close kin to the spinner shark, and both species do jump. We didn't have any jump that day. We were expecting to see some, but they didn't do it. But they're known to go airborne when they feel that hook. And but it is for the most part, a catch and release fishery. Blacktips are good on the table. You can eat them. They are edible. But most of the shows that we have done, actually all the shows that we've done in the past featuring sharks, has been catch and release. But if you have the right tackle, and again, it's some real stout tackle, and you can get some bait. Fresh bait's always the best, but that day we had kind of a mix where they had caught some bait the day before and had the chum line out, putting out the chum that draws sharks closer to the boat. So all that came together, and we just had a lot of fun right behind Ballhead.
Just another great day in North Carolina.
Absolutely.
For Joe Albee, I'm John Moore. We thank you for joining us today on the Carolina Outdoor Journal.
Make sure to visit our website for more information and a link to our online store, Anglers Bay.